We have been waiting decades for Conquest to drop. I mean, it's been like, what, 2 years? We've been waiting for a fucking game mode. And honestly, it just begs the question. Will Conquest save Deepwoken? Will Conquest be worth the wait, really, should I be asking? Because we've been waiting a while, right? We didn't wait this long for Layer 2, and this update is supposedly supposed to be the bigger than Layer 2, basically. But, like, from the looks of it, it ain't looking as nothing too special. I'm gonna be honest. I mean, for comparison, let's do a comparison, right, between Layer 2 and Conquest, right? Layer 2, we waited around, like, what, 7 to 8 months when it was announced. And we got a PvP rework, a progression rework, which included the removal of luck, which if you were there, that shit was cancer. We got new islands to explore. We got new oaths, new weapons, which came with a bunch of quests, new dungeon, right? That was Layer 2. That came with bosses, mobs, and so a lot of shit to explore, right? New armors, and obviously a bunch of PvE changes. What is Conquest bringing us? We get a new PvP game mode. That's cool. And then supposedly what they have said is we're also getting some PvE content. So we're getting new weapons, oaths, armors, shit like that. But from the looks of it, that's really it. And we also don't know the scale of how many oaths we're getting. You see, when Layer 2 dropped, we got like, what, 7 oaths? We don't know if we're getting 2 oaths, 5 oaths, 6 oaths. We don't know. Like, the transparency Deepwoken has been giving us has been, we don't know much. We basically know jack shit. You see, I asked this question of will Conquest save Deepwoken because of a poll they did a while back. I'm talking about a year ago, right? Talking about the next big update, right? There was 3 options: guild-based raids, Conquest, and world events. Do you know what the community picked? Conquest, right? Because that's what we're getting. Hell no. They picked world events. See, the reason why I asked this question is because the player base currently seems more interested in PvE content and not PvP content. And Conquest is looking like a huge PvP-oriented update. And if people want PvE and not PvP, it's kind of hard to see if Conquest will really be that redemption arc. Like, that's like, we've been waiting 2 years. As a PvE player, right? Someone who doesn't do much. I'm not a PvP player myself. I'm PvP, so Conquest, I don't really care. But imagine being a PvE player, a skipper gripper. A skipper type of player, right? Conquest drops. There's barely any PvE content, and it's all PvP oriented. And and we know how terrible our current PvP is. You try and get into Conquest, you hate it, and now it's like, what do? I waited 2 years and I can barely play this update. And that's kind of like the mindset I'm having right now. If I was a PvE player, would I want Conquest? I'm not really sure. And it doesn't help that they don't tell us anything, right? I've gotten more information about Conquest from Agamatsu himself than I've gotten from the devs. How? I don't fucking know. I don't even watch the streams. I peep into a stream like once every month. So the question of will Conquest save Deepwoken is really like a shot in the dark. Like, I have it's like a layup, right? Wide open layup, fast break. You're likely that you're supposed to make it, but there's a chance that bitch miss and you lose the game. Imagine this, right? You're coming into Deepwoken. You haven't played Deepwoken in, let's say, like 8 to 9 months, right? You come back for the Conquest update. You realize you have no guild to play with. You can't do Conquest. You quit the game. Now imagine this. You do have a guild. All your buddies from 9 months ago, they haven't touched Deepwoken in like 9 to 10 months. They come back to Deepwoken. They actually have a guild, so they can play Conquest, and they get bombarded with the current PvP situation, right? Because PvP is a fucking hellhole currently. So they come back, they have to deal with our current PvP meta. They hate this shit, and they quit the game. So Conquest bringing in 100k players, 70k, 80k. It's just not something I'm sure about. Conquest is an update that half the player base didn't even fucking want. Half of the player base isn't gonna like, potentially. To answer your question, will Conquest be worth the wait? We'll just have to wait and see. We'll just have to wait and see. Hopefully it is. Hopefully it is.